Hello everybody and welcome to the highlights video for the F1XL round at Monaco, round 17 of the championship season. And this week we're in for an absolute cracker. Okay, so for qualifying I've selected one lap in particular, which is Vidal. Vidal was second in the championship and is at 23 points behind Jam going into this race. So looking to put this car as heavily good as possible, and this man does not muck about. When he is on form, he is unstoppable, even by the great Jam with his consistency. Sometimes pure pace is just unstoppable. And when he's driving as well as this, putting the car in the right places for every single corner, you know that it's going to be difficult to stop. 19.2 for sector 1. The guys are going to be struggling to keep up with that. You've got guys like Sigma, like Jam, all pushing to try and keep up with that, but this is the man to beat for this weekend's race. Slightly wide there, and Mikey is disconnected, which is about as common as Jam finishing a race, which is pretty much every week. So sorry Mikey, but you had to get a shout out there. And Vidal he's got it on point. He's slightly cut at corner, questionable, but do you know what? I think he's done it to an okay standard. As we approach here up to the Novo chicane, sector 2, 34.6, 53.8 for the two sectors. Coming past the swimming pool, I think we can say that he is going to be putting in a very consistent time here, and a very competitive time at that. As he come round to the last corner, probably looking at a low 14 or maybe a high 113. He crosses the line in 113.87, and as you can see by that, that has put him in pole position for this weekend's race. Sigma in second, and the two Lotus drivers doing well to get third and fourth. Jam down in 8th place, he won't be happy with that for qualifying. And as we'll see here in a second, you'll see the grid in full.
The grid for today's race.
Me, I'm sat at the back, but I'm not actually racing, I'm just a spectator. We have Nismo, Blaze and Headshot. And then in the 5th row we've got Mouse and Warder. 4th row, Jam and Splaz. 3rd row, Pred and Moshi. There's the Lotuses in the 2nd row. And Sigma and Vidal. These are the two to watch out for most of this race. And we're on board with Fireman, as you can see straight away. Frozen already got the jump in him. And Moshi's right on the back of Fireman. Fireman with a terrible start to the race. Already losing the place to a teammate, and that is not one thing you want to do. He wants to make sure that he is the #1 driver and making sure he's in that title race with 2 races to go. And as you can see, the front two have already got themselves a nice little gap and they're pulling away, and Moshi goes for a dive down the inside but he backs out of it. And as we come up to the hairpin, they're nip and tuck, and Moshi has hit the back of Fireman and spun him. And that is disaster after disaster for Fireman. First of all with a bad start, and now he's dropped down to 11th after contact with Moshi. It looks like it may have been Moshi's fault, but I can't confirm on that. And as you can see, he's down right down the grid, out of the points already. And that is potentially the worst possible start to a race that Fireman could have asked for, on such a difficult track as well. Oh, and there's been a massive incident up ahead. And there's are 2 Williams off the track. Warder and Jam, and that's even worse for them. They're leading the title right now. They are looking to try and gain mega points for this race. As Fireman lets him pass, I think it was a legal overtake, and I think Warder, out of respect, will let Fireman back through in a second. We'll see this here, and there we go. So Fireman after lap 1 is dropped from 3rd in the qualifying position all the way down to 9th. That is a really bad start for him, unfortunately, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes you have good races, sometimes you have bad races. We'll see how he recovers. And we have moved over to the front 2 drivers, which is Vidal and Sigma. Vidal, obviously, as I said in the qualifying lap, is looking to try and win this race and close the gap on Jam to the championship. And with Jam with such a horrible start, he's off with a great chance in the lead. Jam sitting miles in the grid, and he's looking to really push on here. But he's being chased for Sigma, who is looking for win number 5 this season, and has been in somewhat great form as of late, going back to what he's doing best. But unfortunately, he's had such a stop-start season with disqualifications and race bans that it's just not really cemented into a title challenge. But I think next season you watch out for Sigma. Sigma will be the driver to beat. If you beat him, you'll win the title. I'll say that right now. They get slated for it, but hey, here we go. And on the end of lap 2, as you can see, Vidal's still that way to Sigma. And we have jumped on board with Moshi, who is sitting right behind Frozen in 4th place going into lap 3. He's done well from the low start of 5th place. Obviously jumping Fireman due to the incident at the hairpin. Speaking of which, we're approaching now, and is he going to take a second victim in Frozen? He is not, he's braked well there. Frozen doing very well to control Moshi, and this is a good situation for both drivers. There's nobody in front, there's nobody behind, it's just the two of them Nice open track. Well, I say open, it's Monaco, you know. It's always going to be a difficult track to drive on, but we have two drivers here who have got pace, and they know that they've got pace. All we need to do is put it down, keep the car on the road, keep the car pointing in the right direction, and these guys are in for a high finish this weekend. And as you can see, Moshe is just relentless in trying to make some space to get past. He's even pushed the wall there, brushing the wall as they're coming through the Novell chicane up to the swimming pool, and Frozen's locked up, but it's not enough for Moshe to have an opportunity. And this is a fantastic car review. You look at that, got where they're coming from, where they're going to, and the two of them right up each other. We'll join them later on. However, for just now, we shall go back to our leaders, approaching on lap 6 here, and we have got Vidal still ahead of Sigma, and Sigma must be getting frustrated in that Force India, but he's no stranger to being behind Vidal, and Vidal is no stranger to having Sigma near him either. The two of them have been in some great battles this season, in particular at Japan, where we had Sigma winning ahead of Vidal, and even at Spain, where it was vice versa, where Vidal finished ahead of Sigma. As you can see, approaching the hairpin, Sigma is right up the back of Vidal, but Vidal's under no pressure at all. He is calmer than a monk on morphine, and I think we can safely say that he's not going to make a mistake unless he either gets tapped by Sigma or the tyres just explode. I think these two are used to it, they're used to fighting at the top, they're used to fighting for wins, and when you get to this stage, it's early doors, you know, they're not under pressure. The difference maker here could easily be tyre strategy. There's rumours going around the paddocks that Vidal could well be on a 2-stopper while Sigma doing a 1-stopper, going options and doing a very long stint on primes, which people think that could be the winning formula, but we'll have to wait and see. But as for now, Sigma is stuck up behind Vidal, and it doesn't look like he's going to get past these without Vidal making a mistake. However, for just now, we will go into TMR Blaze, who's just come out the tunnel, and he is chasing down the lines of what looks like Jam, and he's hit the wall, and he's spun. Oh, it's a terrible mistake. And there's cars coming through as well, but he's managed to avoid them. I think he's gone into Ghost, and now he's just doing donuts for the spectators. Bad mistake coming out of the chicane there. He's tapped the wall, and the back end just gone. And after this, Blaze does indeed decide to retire due to the damage taken. We jump on board now with Frozen on lap 8, who is in between Moshe sitting in 3rd and in that final podium spot, and Splazer, the American, who's been quite a revelation since jumping up from League 2 to League 1, sitting in 5th place. And these three guys, they've been similar pace for most of the season. Splazer is one of these guys who's jumped up to League 1 from League 2, and is really taking it to the guys up there thinking he's just there to make up numbers. Splaz has proved otherwise and will be one to watch for next season. I think you watch this guy, he could be a top 5 finisher many times over. We jump forward a couple of laps and run with Moshe, who's still ahead of Frozen. And these guys, the pace is that consistent that it's just going to be following each other around, corner after corner, getting more frustrated, waiting for mistakes. But more importantly, rather than waiting for them to make a mistake, you cannot afford to make one yourself, or you will be out. And the amount of perils that have happened in this track, and as you can see, Moshe just making a slight mistake there, giving Frozen a half chance to come back at them. But we jump forward onto lap 16, and Jam is in 4th place now, ahead of Frozen. He's done the jump there somewhere on the track. And as you can see, Frozen's getting very close as he nearly touches. Coming up to the last corner now, and up ahead is that blue Sauber of Moshe, still sitting in that 3rd place and still cruising along quite nicely. Lap 17, and there's still no change. Moshe sitting in 3rd, cutting the corner there. Jam 4th, Frozen 5th. 6 laps later, and there's still no change. And Jam's starting to make a few mistakes there, potentially on worn tyres. Getting to that stage now where he's potentially looking to try and make changes. And there goes Moshe, and there he goes into the pits, lap 17. As we will jump on board with our leader, Sigma, who has done the jump on Vidal. As you can see there, Vidal sitting in 2nd place now on those prime tyres, and Sigma is also on the primes, I believe. Indeed, he is actually on the primes, and that could be very key for the win this race. Vidal sitting in 2nd place and has lost that crucial 1st place advantage, which on a track like this is clinical. However, we jump over to Headshot, who is sitting just in front of Fireman after the 1st corner incident, sitting himself down in 8th place at the moment, and really looking to try and take advantage of the tyres that he is currently on, which we know he has got a lot of pace on. sitting behind Headshot, and I'm sure he'll take his time, but he will find a way to get past one way or another. But for now, we're going to jump on board on lap 22 with Mouse, who is one of these drivers who should be higher than what he is in the league at the moment. Unfortunately, he's sitting down in 6th place, but he has pace to be quicker than that. He has shown it from League 2 jumping up to League 1, a bit like Splazer has, and he has the right teammate. He has a teammate there who can really help him improve, but things just haven't quite clicked, down to disconnections, down to not finishing races, down to not starting races, unfortunately. But we should watch out for him next season. However, there's yellow flags in Sector 2, and it looks like it's Headshot, and it is. And he spun out coming through to back, and there goes this Blazer Razor up into 9th place, drops Headshot down to 10 with that front wing. I don't think he'll fall behind Chris, because Chris is that far behind that you could probably walk around Monaco quicker than he can drive around it at the moment. And as we can see here, Headshot driving into the pits to give himself a new front wing. So which we will jump on board with Jam, who has got himself up into 3rd place on lap 25 ahead of Moshi, who seems to have been there since the word go. Incident with Fireman on lap 1, but since then driven a very consistent race. In that 3rd place for the 15 points, and Jam started quite low on the grid, to be fair. Had the incident in the 1st corner as well, put him down to last. Come back really well to get himself into 3rd place, and then to the real points, the big points that he requires to win the championship. Obviously him and Vidal are 23 points apart coming into this race, so Vidal was really looking to capitalise on that, and Jam with a low qualifying position, you'd expect Vidal to have made a big impact, but obviously the race hasn't quite gone Vidal's way. He's dropped down to 2nd place, and Jam has just done what Jam does best, which is just drive consistently. Got himself up to 3rd. Moshi hunt him down, but struggling to do at the moment. And we will jump on board with Vidal, because the Devil on lap 27 is still in 2nd place. And to be fair, it looks like he is good 5 or 6 seconds down the road from Sigma. Sigma just controlling the race at the moment, not doing anything too daft, not putting in quick lap times, but putting in enough lap times to keep himself in front. As we can see, he's about to lap Warder, Jam's teammate as well. Wonderful view of the tires there. And here we go. I think Warder will pull over here to let Sigma pass. And oh, nearly very big incident there coming out the tunnel, but Sigma done well to avoid it. And Sigma will now start just to try and pull away and use Warder as an advantage, as you can see Vidal just coming out of the chicane there at the end of the tunnel. Oh, and we have an incident here, and it looks like Moshi has spun his car, and that is at Casino. And I will be honest, I wouldn't trust him to do a 3-point turn in my car if he's going to use that many turns. Lost out to 3rd place badly there, unfortunately. He was chasing Jam down, but maybe pushing too hard, maybe lost the car slightly, and that's cost him dearly. Obviously he's been there or thereabout fighting for it for most of the race, and I can see a car chasing him down, but we don't know who that is yet. I think it could well be Fireman. Fireman done well to get himself up to 5th place considering where he's been in the race. Moshi will need to make sure he doesn't make another mistake, or he could lose out badly. Moshi will be very upset with that. However, we'll jump on board now with Sigma, who is on lap 28, and looks still just to be doing what Sigma does best. And from what I'm hearing, Vidal could well be changing tyres, so if Sigma can make these tyres last till lap 39, which would be a big ask, but with very impressive performance, that would get him the win. And we will jump on board now with Vidal, who doesn't look to have changed tyres yet, as he gets past the back marker of Warder finally, a couple of laps after Sigma does. However, it looks like he's staying on the prime for the moment. We'll wait and see what happens with that. And we're on lap 32, and as you can see, Vidal has indeed made that tyre change, which has cost him. Sigma miles in front of Vidal now, and it looks like if Sigma can just hold on to these tyres, he's going to win. Simple as that. Vidal will not make up the time and get past him in the time. As we jump onto lap 34, Fireman is in 5th and still sitting behind Moshi, but as you can see, he's making up ground. He's on the better tyres. Now all it's about overtaking, and it's easier said than done. Fireman has been one of the impressive drivers, and behind him, not far behind either, is Mouse, doing well in 6th place. And There's a wild McLaren there. And we'll jump onto lap 35, and as you can see, Farman has got past Moshe. 4th place, and surely should be in the bag. Farman's quicker, he's been quicker over single laps, he's been quicker over the past 6 or 7 laps, and it looks like he's securing that 4th place for himself. Moshe will not let him away with it easily though. One mistake and he'll be right back in there. Jumping on now to lap 36 of 39, 3 laps to go, 4 laps to go, sorry. And we'll jump forward again, lap 37, and we've got Headshot and Frozen. And it looks like Sigma has lapped both of these two. I don't know if this is the first time he's lapped them or the second time. I think Sigma, as from what I've been told, is on the last lap of the race. And he is indeed, so we're approaching the final little stint here. Headshot and Frozen will both be battling for that last place. Headshot looking like he's going to hold on to it. And, oh, he definitely will. Frozen just lost it coming out the final corner there. So Headshot's held on to 9th place and Frozen has taken 10th, which he will be disappointed at, as earlier on in the race he was showing that he was going to be that little bit quicker. As we jump aboard Mouse, who looks to have jumped past Moshe into 5th place, and that's a very good result for him. 5th place for him and 1st place for Force India. The guys in the Force India garage will be very happy with that. 35 big points. Important in the Constructors' battle this season, especially with how close it's been. So, good win there for Sigma, finishing 1st ahead of Vidal in 2nd, and Jam finishing up the top 3, Farman and Mouse completing the top 5. Good weekend there for Force India, more importantly, good weekend there for Jam. And finally, to finish this video for this weekend, we are going to talk about the Front Wing Lottery. For those of you who do not know what it is, the Front Wing Lottery is where we get people to guess the amount of front wing changes there has been at Monaco on that weekend. This weekend, the number was 10, and the correct person was UK Dark Predator. I'll be in contact soon. And next weekend is the penultimate race, which is at Australia. Join us then for more highlights from me. See you later.